Two alternative crops, alfalfa hay and switchgrass, are showing real production and economic potential for Georgia farmers. The Monitor's Rick Treptow reports the Sunbelt Ag Expo's crop demonstration areas have good examples of both.
Alfalfa hay has not been widely grown in Georgia because other pasture grasses have been easier to produce.
It had problems in the past, so it had a bad name, but we've solved a lot of those with breeding. The new varieties are much better.
Another improvement is the fertilizer package of the new varieties is better understood. It requires no nitrogen.
And also the application of gypsum, which promotes roots going into the subsoil, so that you get much more stability in the crop because it can harvest water from deep in the soil, which was previously beyond its reach because of the acid subsoils.
If a farmer wants to put it into Bermuda grass, it can be done. However,
you've got to be on top of it. You've got to scout it for all kinds of insects and diseases. You've got to be on top of it with applying potassium constantly throughout the year.
As far as we know, the equine markets have been very strong on alfalfa hay.
The researchers told the visitors Atlanta area and Florida horse owners have been buying it, paying as much as $7 a square bale.
It gives the farmers an alternative to a different crop that is growing. It's a very profitable crop. It has multiple uses for the cattle industry, for the equine industry, even the goats and wildlife. We've probably would average 5 to 6 tons an acre under irrigated conditions.
It's a high protein crop that cattle like.
The dairymen like it real well. It really helps their milk production. From what we've been told in the equine, it really slicks the horses up real nice. And so they really like that for their shows. It also works as a laxative for the horses. A lot of times they'll have the colic problems in the horses, and the alfalfa seems to work real well in that.
And with bioenergy science having major breakthroughs, switchgrass is making its contribution. The political desire for energy independence is welcomed by the company. But this too is not an easy crop to grow.
Establishment of that crop, a little bit difficult or tricky in that first year, but once it's established, it's quite a forgiving crop, a low input crop. I think it's one that's got great benefit to farmers in this area.
As you can see, it has a very long root structure. So what's the major pitfall?
It needs to be in there to specific depth. You need to have good quality seed. You've got to have some rainfall to get it established. But once it germinates and gets growing, it's fairly easy to maintain.
Switchgrass is also a good cattle feed. Even this plot is expected to get tall, possibly 6 to 7 feet before it is cut. So the yields could be astronomical, up to 10 tons per acre. For use as a biofuel, it is going through some thermochemical testing.
You can break this down into different components such as ethanol, biodiesels, jet fuel even. I think it's going to be more and more common. A lot of companies are working on this right now. By 2012, 2013 timeframes, we feel a lot of these companies will be online. So really, when you're talking about a perennial crop such as switchgrass, it takes 2 to 3 years to establish. Now is the time to start.
So look for the plots during the Sunbelt Ag Expo, October the 20th through the 22nd at Spencefield and Moultrie. I'm Rick Treptow for the Georgia Farm Monitor.